Good night, greetings everybody. We are G-Syndicate, and tonight is vibes as we syndicate you vibes, you know. You're gonna be hearing some songs off our upcoming EP. Think it's gonna be nice. So right about now, we starting with this one. Ready to blow? So are you ready to go? So are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Oh, ready to blow, ready to blow. Oh, so let me go.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
It's time to start the party. Sometimes we be getting dirty. This time we're starting this thing right. Hey, so just kick off your shoes. It's no time to feel the blues. So baby, we gonna do our thing tonight. Oh, leave the work at home, leave the stress alone, toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
It's time for you to be free. Let's just enjoy the party tonight. We just gonna ease our mind. So just put them on the wall, cause we're not gonna step on all in the way. Just leaving all our fears behind. So leave the work at home, leave the stress alone, toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
Let the music take control. Let it seep into your soul. When the bass line starts pulsating, feel the stress evaporate. Let it bring me to your mind. There could be no better time to get on the floor, cause we're just ready to blow. Ready to blow, start up the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark on the trombone.
Start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go.
Give it up for Mark, y'all.
So
let me go.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's
Be
go.
ready to blow.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
Yes, folks, good night one more time. We are G-Syndicate. This next song we're going to do for you, you can find it on our upcoming EP called Revive. We released it last year, and be ready to rock. This one is called Chemistry.
Hey, 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 girl. Hey, 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 girl. Hey, melanin dripping, sweet catty coated honey bar, good looking. The way how you moving, put me in a mood, I'm glad to see you. Your waistline on the baseline, so attractive, I wanna be a captive. I see a smile on your face now, so beautiful, I know you're original.
So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back for me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. Love when you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love when you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving.
Come talk to me, girl. Classy and intelligent, and you run the world. Let me say face to face. Know you feel the tension, just had to mention. Your brown eyes, shining bright, so gorgeous and glowing like sunlight. I hear your voice, angelic eyes, so amazing. I wanna keep this going.
So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. I love when you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love when you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving.
Hey, girl, I wanna take you home with me.
And hey, girl, show you good energy, yeah.
Hey, girl, I wanna treat you right, you see, you see, you see.
Hey, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, gal, just be free. Love your nuts and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, come and just groove. And I love your nuts and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, come and just groove. And I love your nuts and
Show off, show off.
you have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, we're still moving. I love your nuts and
Show off, show off.
you have my attention. Dance with me, baby.
Step out, step out.
Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. We're still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Yeah.
The next selection is entitled Englishman in New York, a song made famous by Sting in the 80s. Hope you enjoy. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
I don't drink coffee, I drink tea, my tea. I like my toast on one side. You can hear it in my accent when I talk. I'm an Englishman in New York. See me walking down Fifth Avenue, a walking king here at my side. I take it everywhere I walk. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. If manners make it man, and someone said he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and smile. Be yourself, no matter what they say. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Modesty's propriety can lead to notoriety. You could end up as the only one. Gentleness, sobriety, all rare in this society. At night a candle's brighter than the sun. In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made up. There's nothing you can do. In New York, takes more than combat gear to make a man. Takes more than a license for a gun. Confront your enemies, avoid them when you can. A gentleman will walk but never run. If manners make it man, and someone said he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and strive. Be yourself, no matter what they say.
You know you sing at home.
Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York City. I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York.
Now, growing up in the 90s, I would have loved these songs. I'm sure those of you that know them will love them as well. So we got two songs coming up for you. We got I Wanna Know by Joe and Someone to Love by John B. and Babyface. Hope you guys enjoy.
It's amazing how you knock me off my feet. Every time you come around me, I get weak. Oh. Nobody ever made me feel this way. No. You kiss my lips and then you take my breath away. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, I wanna know, so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know what makes you cry. Oh, so I can be the one to always make you smile. Girl, he never understood what you were with. No. And he never took the time to make it worse. Deserve more loving, girl. Baby, I'm the kind of man who shows consent. Yes, I do. Any way that I can please you, let me learn. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, and I wanna know, so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know.
Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of the Senate Podcast. I am your host, Neil, joined as always by my brother from another mother, and your host, Derek.
Here.
Yeah. That's some clean and clear. How is everything going, my brother? How is life?
It's a little lower to me. Let me try that again. But because my ears covered on with these headphones.
Yeah. More than lately. But what's going on, my brother? What's going on?
Man, I hear quiet, man. I hear quiet, ready again to do the Lord's work another Thursday. Had a good day. I was able to deliver some instruction, and that's always good. So yeah, man, I ready to rock. I hear cool. Had a good workout in the gym. Leg day number 2. Fourth day of the week. So yeah, I can't show at all. Here ready to rock. What about you, my brother? Tell me what's going on your side.
Everything is good. I can't complain. Life is all right. I am abiding, as you would say, and the old people would say. I am, holding on. And yeah, man, here for another round, another turn at the live stream. So that's what it is, man. How is everybody doing? Let me see who we got in here so far. I see Kevin. Show me my Kevin. Yo, dog, what's going on? Kevin is here. And yeah, my brother, let's plug G-Syndicate, let the people know what's going on.
Yeah, G-Syndicate, you can find us G-Syndicate6.com and everything. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud. Yeah, Mark told me that. SoundCloud. Feel like I'm forgetting some. YouTube, right here on YouTube. Yeah. Everything is G-Syndicate 6. So once you type in G-Syndicate 6, you're going to find it there. Show you guys, Kiamal, Vaden, Mark, Brett, Hugh. Always ready to prank, always doing good stuff. Get the men. Yeah, man. If you look, you can see that I am using a different shade of like tonight.
Magenta?
Something like that. The little one told me, she would prefer to see me in another color.
Instead of red.
She's wondering why I don't use another color except for red, So I said, you know what, sweetheart, for you, I'll get the adjustment. I will use a softer color for her. So the purple, magenta, whatever you want to call it tonight, is for the little one.
That means that she's watched then. So shout out the little one.
You didn't know what's going on in these streets.
No whole school keeping. Just for some reason your mic low, so I don't know if you may have to like tilt the mic closer to your mic or something and speak into it or something, but I know.
Oh, it's sounding any better here?
Yeah, it's not a little better there. Yeah.
All right, probably need to just speak into the mic a little bit more.
Talk into the microphone, man. Anyhow, yeah, Aston is here. I see Cherish is here. Good night, everybody. Remember to give us a like because you are indeed watching the Senate Podcast. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. We do content for you 5 days a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are the Senate shorts. Those are a bit lighthearted, ridiculous. But those still have some type of advice in it. So, it's not totally shits and giggles. And then we have the live stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. where we talk you things straight and we get into it. Now, as I said, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, we come here, we talk the things to you lovely people. And good, bad, or indifferent, we talk the things straight. No dipsy doodling here. This obviously is no different than what we usually do because tonight we're going to be talking about Bloodsport. We are talking about, what do women...
It's a really provocative title, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean, but I just saying, are women willing to compete for the men they want? What happens to the unwanted men? That's basically the question. My brother from another mother will lead us in sermon. Oh, wait, that's the tallies.
The tallies in the
tallies, man. Can't call she a tallies or just tallies. That is the tallies. Anyhow, good night. Glad to see you. And yeah, Levy Crank, my brother, it's over to you.
Yeah, man. See people coming in slow, so just giving people a little chance to get in the place. And again, when you're coming, hit the notification bell. That is the price of
You like button,
admission.
the like button.
Sorry, man. It's too many things to hit. Hit the like button. Guys, you see my man Marlon in the house. Hail, my brother. Good to see you. That is the cost of admission. And you see here, we get this one. I'll send you this one in the meantime, before we really get cooking. Put this one on screen. This one is from the spiritual word. Somebody sent me this one too earlier. I seen it at the end of the last live stream.
Oh no.
And that was good. I said, oh, I'll just keep this one for a little bit later. But yeah.
Do you want me to put it on screen now?
Yeah,
or?
you can put it on screen now before we really get cranking, because it's just a little bit of news, if you want to call it that. Breaking news.
Let me just get on screen here real quick.
Yeah.
Right, man. So here we go.
Yeah, this is a little bit of news out of Hollywood, if you want to call it Hollywood. Tia Mowry has filed for divorce from her husband of 14 years, Corey Hardrick.
Yep.
Yeah. So she's a lady that she always used to be touting the virtues of her husband and all that. And as a matter of fact, only in June they seem to be very happy and loving couple and all that. And whoops, bam, 12 months later, everything going through the shoot. And Neil, no, that I went through my phone there so to find that particular thing. This is QC Week, Neil.
Yeah.
This is QC Week.
Yeah, the greatest
the greatest is greatest grade school. We don't know if you'll be taking in any of the events this week. They got a line tomorrow night. So I don't know, man.
I haven't taken in anything. I don't even know the line is tomorrow. I don't know where that is or what that could be, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, we do it a little different. So this lime is actually at hosting Lime Grove, right? So the lime in Lime Grove, it's a little bougie. But hey,
Swag.
God damn it. I don't know. She's on Mac Brown, the house as here at QC, man. Big
Mackie B.
But yeah, I don't know if we really. I should probably go and get my tie and put it on here. To do this live stream. That might be.
For some reason, you dropping in a note. I'm trying to figure out. Let me see if I could fix that. If that's something on my end, or y'all can let me know if y'all hear it there properly. But for me, for some reason, you dropping out. Maybe I don't know if you go talk a little more directly into your microphone, or But
I can talk directly. Believe that. I will speak directly. But let me see if I can help you out and talk directly into the microphone. Right? But anyhow, when I come here to hear me better, you did kind of come here to hear me wax philosophically. So I can do that for you here now in a few minutes, right? We at double digits, 10 people watching, so let me get cracking here. It's not stand on ceremony here. Okay. I've always had a love for psychology. When I was at Erdison, educational psychology was one of my favorite subjects. So much so that I have an old email address. I don't really use it like before. And it is named after Swiss educational psychologist John Piaget, right? And since coming into this space, however, I find that I'm more fascinated with evolutionary psychology. Dr. David M. Buss, right? He might be some their name, but it must be. He is one of the leading authorities in this field. And content creators such as Rollo Tomasi and Mumia Obsidian Ali, they have studied his work extensively. Right? True, I have studied both of them extensively. And we all refer to Dr. Buss often in our content, right? There have been so many interesting theories and concepts coming out of his research that explain what we see on a daily basis, especially when it comes to the man-woman dynamic. Right? The red pill speaks to truth and awareness. But those things are of little import if they do not inform behavior and behavioral change, right? The old people would say the hardest thing is to know.
Wait, there, I gotta come back here a minute. Just give me.
Yep.
You could continue, but I just gotta make a little
Sorry.
bit here and come back.
Yeah, no problem.
Right. Let me get myself together here. Yeah. All right. Continue.
The old people would say the hardest thing is to know. Once you know, you can make an informed decision. One thing that I've noticed since I've begun researching and paying more attention to this kind of content is because it is based in data and statistics, most of the things that we've discovered and predicted have been more right than wrong. Right? I got Philip, I don't know if Philip in the chat yet, but Philip is a guy who call me an OBMI. He said he'd be able to call up certain things, a lot of things that we talk about here on Tuesdays and Thursdays tend to come to pass, tend to come to fruition. And he's like, but these men talked about this last night, or these talked about this last week. I look at here, right in my face, right? Shoot, I showed you the Megan good video from earlier this year when she said, we talked about her being divorced and all that. And now suddenly, after she's left her husband, she wants to have family, right? So again, because we use facts, we use data, we just use statistics, most of the stuff we talk about or we predict happens to come true, right? And that is what makes our critics and detractors so funny to me, because they keep trying to fight the facts. Facts, real stubborn, they don't quit. Right? Facts are facts. For example, the CDC, showed up my man Steve. Steve shared this on me too. The CDC has just released a study that proves that Black men tend to be the most evolved fathers, followed by white men, followed by Hispanic men. So the deadbeat dad argument now is one weapon that is Black men, right? Anyhow, I was researching. So it came into this space. Nearly we'd been doing this for just over a year and change. Heading strong for 2 years. One term I discovered in my research is hypergamy. Right? Hypergamy. I'd never come across this term before I started consuming male-centered content. This term explains so much about female nature, and men need to be aware of that to which it speaks. Not from a place of anger, let me be real, because you know the first thing they say, be bitter, vexed, and all that. So not a place of anger, not from a place of resentment or bitterness, but more from enlightenment. Give me the definition of hypergamy there. So
You on screen already, brother.
hypergamy is the action of marrying or forming a sexual relationship with a person of a superior sociological or educational background. It's hypergamy. This is what women practice. Right? The fact that they say, when we did the very first thing we did on Facebook, one of the main things was you got a job. We all know that it mean any other job, but have a certain particular type of job.
Career.
Or career. We are going to show you guys 2 videos that have been circulating in the male-centered parts of YouTube recently, and they speak directly to the things Neil and I discuss on this channel on a nightly, weekly, and monthly basis. Right? So let's have a watch of these 2 videos.
Let me get the first one here. So all right.
Y'all, I truly cannot stand New York app dating because, like, why are me and all my friends who are also Black corporate women all talking to the same men on Hinge? Like, the pool's that small? That small? And, like, we're obviously going to show each other's matches. So, like, now it's awkward. It's awkward. And we're all having the same conversations with them. And like, obviously, me and my friends are telling them that we're going out to the same places. So they all know that we're all together. Fix it, Jesus.
You want the next one again?
But this is the $1 million question. So what are the standards of Hinge? Because in the real world, if your friend was talking to some guy or went on a couple dates with the guy or was like, I like this guy even from afar, you wouldn't go after them. And like, that's just like etiquette of like girl code, especially if they are your friend. And I could understand if they were like an acquaintance or someone you knew tangentially, that you wouldn't like date someone that they had dated or were interested in. But like, we all recognize that Hinge is different because just the volume of people that you're talking to is different than like real world applicability. So what is the standard? Because like, of the mutual matches, it seems like we're all dating the same, probably 10 black men who are in law, tech, or finance in New York. Like, what are the rules of Hinge? Like, does it matter like who's still talking on the app, or who's gotten a phone number and who's been texting, or who's actually met this person like out and who's gone on a date with them? Because like, I can tell you, like, there is one guy that's a mutual between me and my friend out of the other mutuals, and I've gone out with him in person and I had a good time, and I'm, you know, expecting a second date, but like my friend is still texting him in the, you know, in the app, like on Hinge, but she really likes him. So like, what is the trade-off? And like, what is the line? Like, do we draw lines like, oh, because I've gone out with him first, I have first dibs? Like what is the standard, you know? And I don't know. So somebody please let me know, because I'm trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure it out. I think everybody on this app is trying to figure it out too.
Mm-hmm. Trying to figure it out. They are trying to figure it out. Ladies and gentlemen, like, comment, share, subscribe to Senate Podcast. You can hear me? You can't hear me?
Can't hear you.
Okay. Oh dear. So you can't hear me. All right. Well, this is what we can hear you though. We can hear you. I know you can't hear me. What to do is go into the settings again. Again. Yeah, no problem. You could go though. You good.
You gotta message me there or something.
Yeah, but you could go. You good. You could go. You good. You good. You go. You speak. Speak. You speak.
Check. 1, 2.
You good. You good.
Cool. I'm good.
Yeah.
You want me to carry on then? Cool. I'll do that. You can message me and tell me what it is you want me to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool beans. So we heard what the young lady had to say in the videos, in both videos. To hear her tell it, the pool is small. And love what Aston said. Hypergamy's logical conclusion will be polygamy, right? To hear her tell it, the pool is small. But we also heard which men she's looking at on the dating apps. They're looking at guys in, and I quote, law, tech, or finance. So when Eric Lewis wrote back in the day that the guy was a doctor, lawyer, bank manager, you see that there were no lies told, and it still applies today. She and her friends are all dating the same 10 guys. Now, what makes this even better is that they all know that they're dating the same 10 guys. And the same 10 guys know that they're dating all them. Now, please note that we said months ago that women today may need to be prepared to share the men they want because settling is not a viable option for them. Now, this young lady is confirming that very state of affairs. This young lady is saying that we all know that they're dating the same guys and nobody seems particularly bothered. Yet, she's making this sound all nice and cordial. No, but we all know that they're going to ramp up the competition for these guys. in what will be akin to some kind of romantic blood sport, hence the name of the title of tonight's show, right? And by the end of it, people will be thrown under the bus and friendships will be ruined, all in the name of locking down that high value man. She also said the situation was awkward. For whom? Not for the 10 men. They're happy to go on these dates, watch the blood sport play out in real time, and reap the benefits of these ladies' attempts to be the last woman standing. I can tell you how this is going to play out. Drop some ones in the chat if the following script sounds familiar. These ladies are all going to enter their soft girl era. Everybody gonna be nice and sweet and feminine. Some are going to make an attempt to wine and dine those men. Some will offer to cook and clean, etc. for them. And most, if not all of them, will offer up their collective stomachs on a platter in an attempt to win these men. Then when it doesn't work out, they're going to come looking for an average dude to treat them right because all the other men before are trash. Gentlemen, I'm sorry to tell you, but these young ladies don't see average men like you and me. The implications of this are simply that you cannot be average. You must achieve something of note in your life if you want to attract the admiration, the pick of the litter when it comes to the lovely ladies. Only a few hours ago, we released a short about my guy, the legendary Vibes Cartel. And one man tweeted about the fact that even though Cartel is currently incarcerated for the alleged deletion of a whole man, he was able to get a woman to move from London to Jamaica and get engaged to him because, well, he's Cartel. But this dude in question can't get the girl of his dreams to even come by him. It's funny because it's true. It is the true definition of sadly hilarious. There are many men running down women, trying to prove their love for them. But those women simply aren't interested. Because men, we aren't on their level. Much like the truth, men are out there, ladies. There are several average guys in the fields of endeavor outside of, and I quote, law, tech, and finance. But the lovely ladies will have to be willing to widen their scope to see those gentlemen. But this is unlikely to happen. Women simply can't be in a relationship with men who are not on their level. And we've given you the numbers before supporting that fact in the Next Level episode, right? We did that earlier this year. But I'm going to repeat them here for the uninitiated and those who may have forgotten. And I quote, this is me quoting me, right? No plagiarism going on here. Studies have proven that women who make more than their partner face double the likelihood of divorce. And we know that they're already initiating divorce at an 80% rate. Here's another fun fact. They fake orgasms at double the rate of women who have partners that make more money than they do. One more tidbit for good measure. Their partners actually end up cheating more by at least double the rate. So it seems as if women are simply not moved by men who are not on their level. So settling for a man who is beneath you is a recipe for disaster. That is from the Next Level episode, which aired on June 8th, 2022. I mean 50 years ago. I mean this year. It seems women are destined to choose the path of most resistance and engage in blood sport with each other to share the man of their dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are indeed watching the Senate podcast. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. and let's get into it. No, I know Derek can't hear me. I can hope that he can check his messages or whatever so that he can hear me. Let me tell me when you can hear me. You can hear me? No? Yes? Well, he can check his messages and he would see what to do. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very interesting topic. We've covered this topic before, and you may realize that as time goes on, we are going to start to again go over certain things, right? We can keep cycling through some of the things. You can hear me now? Well, no, I can't hear you. uh Anyhow, we can't hear you. So we can't hear you. Go back to the settings again and change back the microphone. I suspect what's happening is that the headphones you have on, they have a mic on them. Can't hear you. Whatever going on there, if you could hear me, keep the speakers the same in the settings, but change the mic back to what it was and see if that can help. Anyhow, as I said, this is a very interesting conversation because we've had this conversation a few times about hypergamy and about varying degrees of. You can hear me right there? Oh, I can't hear you still. Right. Okay. All right. Right. And are women willing to compete for or share the men they want? That's pretty much
Check.
got you covered. You can hear me?
Yeah, man.
You can hear me, and I can hear you.
Sweet.
Hallelujah. Anyhow, what I believe, right? If you really were to ask me, I think what is part of the problem here is that the word settle. Well, no, sorry, not settle. Compete. There are certain words in this space that just kind of trigger people, right? Words like settle, words like compete, words like submission. You understand? Those words. There are buzzwords and there's a connotation to them. For example, I think what I'm starting to realize now, and I think Derek realizes this, is that when we hear these words, men process it one way as men, and women process it another way as women, right? Because men compete every day, right? Men have competed every day from time immemorial, right? Like we know of the love stories and, you're gonna do like 10 paces for a woman's affection or, um, shoot the movies. All of these things have it such that men compete with each other for women, for work, for money, for land, for everything, right? Women, in my opinion, they used to compete. They used to compete to get the attention of men. However, that dynamic has obviously changed because now women have more rights and more opportunities in the world today, which is fine. And again, I always say that there has not been an adjustment period of what transpired with feminism. I think feminism did a very good thing of bringing Western women to the forefront and women around the world, if I can be honest. But when you talk about the West, Western women are the most liberated, educated, have the most opportunities now than any time in history, right? They're the healthiest, they are the most, technology and everything like that. It's just that we as a society have not adapted. Men have not necessarily changed, but men are struggling to adapt to the change that women have had due to feminism when it comes to relationships, right? In my opinion, I think that once upon a time, while women used to compete, it was superficial. It was a competition superficially, right? I think it's still the same now, but then there is obviously more market value to women now, right? In terms of, well, to a woman's mind, thinking that she has her education, her degrees, etc., thinking that that's what a man wants. She has done that for the world, and that's fine. But don't misconstrue the fact that your degrees, your education, how much money you make, etc., is a priority for men. I'm not saying it ain't gonna help. I ain't gonna tell you that, you making 10 grand, you making 10 grand when the month come. I ain't gonna tell you that the bills ain't gonna look smaller.
But here's the thing: women do not want to bring their money to the relationship, and generally speaking. So that's a problem,
right? And of course, that there's that, right? But I think that the thing with competition, right? And women are still competing superficially. Women are competing in the workplace, in society, but they're not competing in where it matters to what men want in a woman. Yeah. And some women believe that it is sexual competition to get the man that they want. But it's not even that. As we say in this space all the time, men want peace, P-E-A-C-E, and then P-I-E-C-E, right? The primary thing that men want is just somebody that is willing to be easy, to be cooperative, right? That and trust and believe. We say the word submission, people get vexed. But submission is born out of love and duty. Like a man is going to submit to his woman. He's going to provide for his woman. He's going to do all of his masculine things for a woman, particularly if he loves her and wants to build a life for her, right? Women kind of seeing the submissive thing, like the cooking and cleaning. And I've seen it. Derek has seen it as well, where women, older women particularly, will fix a plate for their man, or you know, we had, what's his name, Ramel Miller was on. He said his wife cut his toenails, right? I sure that Ramel in there thought about, yo, get here, cut these toenails. No, she probably figure, you know what? When the night come, you cutting up my sheets and you cutting up my foot. I would rather take this initiative and take care of you and take care of my sheets and take care of my skin, more so than to have you about here like blade, toenails, cutting up your place. But I say all of this to say that competing amongst women, the feminine part, women are not necessarily competing in their femininity. And I understand a lot of people don't want to be taken advantage of. A lot of people don't want to. Like, for example, men are afraid of being taken advantage of, but we are more willing to say, look, here, you. At the end of the day, I love this woman. At the end of the day, see, there's quality and merits in this woman that I want to take up and marry and everything like that. I will take this risk. But because when you look at because we process things differently as men and women women are a little more emotionally driven than men when it comes to emotional like unhappiness, and because again, and there's another thing, don't bring infidelity and abuse into these things, because while those are things that are terrible things that happen, they don't happen at the clip that is being purported in the media. Just saying, the majority of people out here in relationships are not beaten and get a divorce or for abuse and sexual abuse and all those things. Anyhow, women are not competing anymore in their femininity, in that women are not showing their softer side, their real soft girl era. They're not showing that when it comes to the relationship space, right? When a woman comes, her guard is up. She may like a man, she may be interested in a man, she may actually see value in a man, and I don't mean just value as in material things, but value in this man as a genuine, like, okay, he's a man's man or whatever. But she is going to somehow play this cat and mouse game or put up these walls because of one, previous trauma, or two, what has been circulating in the media over the last how many ever years, right? So competing is all right. Competing is something that men have always done. Women used to do the competing, obviously in a different spectrum. But now that women are competing on a wider base, you still have to compete for the man you want. Again, I'm speaking to those who want men. I'm speaking to those that want to be in committed relationships. And I'm speaking to those that want something serious and committed, monogamous, and marriage. I'm not talking to people that out there saying, look, I's a boss bitch and I can get who I want. And, you know, I don't need a man. I ain't talking to y'all. I'm talking to y'all, right? If you want to listen, you can listen. But I'm saying, if you want a man, if you want to compete, if you want to have a relationship or anything like that, you must realize that the man you want, and we are obviously speaking about men that a lot of women gravitate toward in terms of looking a sort of way, having a certain level of success and money, you are not the only person interested in this man. You are not. So you have to compete or keep looking, right? And, you know, they got more, as we've been told, they got more one out there than we. And when you consider those that married and gay and as one to tell you all these things and men that this and that and next and third, y'all pool shrinking and shrinking. So it is incumbent of y'all to compete. I don't advocate for the sharing because I get messy in a way that I ain't really want to get to, right? So to me, I think what is happening here, part of the reason there's a disconnect is because women are not willing to be soft and feminine. Dr. Carrie Ann, she's in here. Good night to you. She sent me something on Instagram earlier today, and I found it intriguing from this standpoint that it's. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick and read it. But I found it interesting because there is a dichotomy with this whole man woman thing and what women want to present, feel empowered that they have to present versus what men want, right? She says here submissive. I don't even know if I could copy this and it's on Instagram. Anyhow, it says submissive, a strong, confident woman who is often sarcastic because she is powerful and playful. She is an intellectual problem solver who is often misunderstood by beta and lesser males. She is a loner, never runs in a pack, and is a boss in her own right. She controls every aspect of her life to the rest of the world, but will drop to her knees and devote her life for the love of her dominant. Right? I didn't want to tell carry on at the time, but to me, this came over as a bit of word salad in that I understand what it's trying to say from the standpoint that strong, confident women who are often sarcastic, powerful, playful, intellectual problem solver, boss, misunderstood by beta and lesser males, etc., etc., etc. This, to me, if you took the pronouns out of this, I would think you're talking about a man. Because at the end of the day, men don't want loners. Men don't want a woman that is misunderstood or a Rubik's Cube to figure out, right? We don't mind a problem solver. Of course, that helps. We don't mind a woman that is sarcastic, playful, and powerful. We don't mind those things. But you're a boss in every aspect of your life. And you control every aspect of your life to the rest of the world. Here's the problem with this sort of statement. The problem with that comes where you show the world that you're a boss, you're powerful, intellectual, you're all of these things, right? But for a man to get to a point where you're willing to submit to him, right? And you drop to your knees, as you say, that man has to he has to walk such a razor edge, fine line for you. Because if you are a boss, you're a problem solver, and you're intellectual, and you take care of every aspect of your life for you, then that is how you are running your life. What I have seen, what Derek has seen, is that women that are in these spaces that are all of those things, what ends up tending to happen is that they bring that energy to a domestic situation. Yeah? So, for example, if I don't carry out things in your timing, if I don't do dishes in your timing, if I make a decision that goes contrary to what you believe should happen or etc., because you have set up how you do your life. You have set up the first month I pay all my bills. Right? I may pay my bills I last in the month. The point is none of me in debt, but that's how I do my thing. I may spend $500 in groceries. You may spend $1,000, right? And you may say that we got to eat this and that the next, the third. I may pay somebody to cut the grass. You may want me to physically get up there and go and cut the grass. You understand what I mean? And then, of course, of all the myriad of domestication things of taking care of the home, there is the sexual component of it. At the end of the day, your women control access to sex. So if you don't feel like your boss energy got you depleted and you don't want to have sex for a month, 2 months, 6 months, then I out to pasture. So to me, and again, I don't like memes like that because it sets up anybody to question that to be a man that misunderstands these types of women and are beta males and lesser men or lesser males, right? It's like built into that sort of statement that no matter you got to take it as is, or if you go contradict, you fall into that category, so you'll be dismissed. I'm just saying, it is all fine and good that you are a boss woman. It is all fine and good you have your paper, your money. It is all fine and good that you're intellectual, you're a problem solver. It's intellectual, all of those things. But simply going from what you are now versus to what you're willing to be in the right set of circumstances does not tell me as a man or tell any man as a man how you will be submissive. You understand what I mean? How will you submit to a man's dominance or a masculine dominance? And when I say a masculine dominance, let me be clear, I ain't talking about dictatorship. I ain't talking about that. We're talking about a man leading and a woman leading when she can. So men lead and women lead in a relationship, but of course, women want men to lead the relationship. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, while I understand women today have bossed up and leveled up and are really getting their paper, getting their degrees, getting their money and everything, that's all fine and good. That is amazing. And we commend you for it. But how are you balancing that with what you say you want, which is a stable, healthy, long-lasting relationship. I'm not saying that women are the only cause that they got things going to crap in the dating market. That's not what I'm saying. Because men got their part to play too. Men got to change and level up too. Men got to adapt. Right? Men have to also, because Dr. Carey also spoke about the communication aspect of it, right? I think that's a very important component of it. Where men don't necessarily communicate or are willing to communicate in spaces where where it is, like, speaking of vulnerability and everything like that, right? So we got some work to do when it comes to that. However, women don't want to compete for the men they want. They believe that they should be chased. They are the ones that should be, they deserve it. You look good, you got all the things, you should be taken up. Right? I see it got something to say.
Yeah, here's the thing though. They don't want to compete with the average guy.
No.
Because this chick is saying up front, shoot, and she tried to talk about how it can work, because in real life, if I was talking to a man and she trying to get on, like, if them is still in it, yeah, it's a different playing field, but it's still the same game.
It's the same game.
Yeah, and she trying to figure out, well, if I went out with it before and this other girl I went out with it yet, if I got dibs. Nah.
You know what's the proper analogy for this? This is like the NBA. Now, Derek and I are old enough to remember when the timeline. So basically you have, before, used to have, what it was, 10 seconds to bring the ball up the court, 12 seconds? I can't remember. But the point is they reduced it to 8 because they wanted to speed up the game. We remember when the 3-point arc came in, it went out further, and it come back to where it is now. We remember when the rules, the timeouts and stuff changed. That analogy is perfect for me because it is still the game of basketball. It is still NBA basketball, but rules have changed to make the game different, more palatable, more exciting. And I think that's what's happening here. The problem is that you don't got the hardcore fans. Some call it antiquated men that will say, I'm watching that foolishness because these men here don't understand. I got no respect for the game back in my time. They got them sort of people. And then they got the fans that can say, man, I don't like the lot of changes that they're doing because as far as I'm concerned, I should be able to do what the old men do. I should be able to run up and down at this certain length and this certain time. At the end of the day, women that want relationships have to understand that the men you want, the men that you're aiming for, one, is in the minority, and two, a lot of y'all are chasing that same type of man. Yeah?
But here's the thing. To continue on with your basketball analogy, yeah, the rules change. By any day, it's still playing the ball in the basket.
And whoever got more say any night wing.
And shooting forms have not really changed that much. Right? Since we start doing a jump shot, it hasn't changed. Same thing apply here, even though this is a dating game. It hasn't really changed. Men still looking for the same things. Yeah? So even though you got Hinge and Tinder, Bumble, all these different dating apps and all that, when it's all said and done, whether the man's a doctor, lawyer, bank manager, or he's a pipe fitter, like we girlfriend the short couple of weeks ago, all these men want the same thing. So you gotta come all the way back wrong to get these men what they want. Or you could just not. You could share a top fella to trade out.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. But you know what I realized last week, Derek? When we were at live, the in-person Senate, right? I had a revelation in talking with the guys, right? And I realized that men have not changed really when it comes to relationships, Men have not really changed in that men are still willing to provide. Men still want peace. Men still want a nurturing wife. Men still want a soft, feminine woman, right? Men have not changed. Men have not changed for millennia when it comes to those sort of things, those traits in a relationship. We have not changed. However, when you look across the landscape at women, they have changed. Now, I'm not, again, language is a funny thing. Today, if I say women have changed in this context, it would make it sound like it's a bad thing. I am saying women have changed because of feminism, which is a good thing, but have not adapted to the change. And allow themselves to still be feminine, still allow a man to be a provider and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people say, but you can't just pick any and every man. Just discern better. You got to understand the average man out there ain't making $10,000 or $15,000 when the month come. And those men that making $10,000 or $15,000 when the month come, you think it's only you that can be interested in him?
You see, the challenge is not just, it ain't just feminism either, right? Feminism and capitalism.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because women don't have the ability to earn, which they didn't have before. So they got the ability to earn their own money. So one of the 4 P's, that provision, God should be the
don't need a man to provide for them.
Don't need a man to, well, until you do. Because at the end of the day, as much as you're saying that women have changed, and I would agree with that to a point, women have changed. Men haven't. And that's why you use Steve Rogers, Captain America analogy all the time, right? Because you're living today, but you still got a mentality from 60, 70 years ago. But what's happened now is that at the core, women haven't really changed. Because every woman still want a man to provide for them. Irrespective of how much money they got, they still want a man to provide for them.
All right.
They still want a man, want a man to get them their 4 P's. Our protection, still want the covering of provision, they still want the covering of problem solving and the procreation, even if they say that they're doing.
Well, we can get a little disagreement here because I can tell you this, right? I agree. It's funny what you just said because I agree with you at a base level, right? Because you hear that. You hear women saying they want that. They want a man to provide for them. You hear that. But when you see their actions and you see how women move and you hear how women speak, I was watching some content just before we came on live, right? From Just Pretty Things. Check out that channel, people. That's a really good channel run by a woman, but she does very good things over there on that channel, right? This woman, they were talking about what men want, right? They were talking about what men and women want, essentially, right? And a woman, she started out saying she don't need, she educated, she got money, she making her money, she chooses to be single, she don't need this, she don't need that, and whatever. And because society and technology, like the world is safe now. The world is safe compared to what it was 50, 100, 200 years ago. The world is civilized and safe. So the amount breaking into your house, for example, ain't as high as back in the day, right? The chances of somebody breaking into your house ain't necessarily gonna happen. So you don't need a man to come and stand up and watch guard or whatever. And you don't necessarily need a man to protect you from lawlessness or anything like that if you don't go out or if you're not in certain situations or certain elements. Shoot, you could go for 10 years and not shoot. I can't tell you last time I get into a confrontation with somebody out, right? Talking about when it was like in my 20s. But the fact remains is that the world is civilized now. We don't need that P for the protection. The other one is problem solving. Because of the internet, because of the opportunities, and because of technologies that are out there, right? The education, everything like that. Problem solving, no. It comes down basically to opinion, right? There are many ways to solve a problem now, right? So if we're talking about day-to-day life and everything, that problem solving can be done by both men and women, right? Because they both have the opportunities to do whatever they need to do to problem solve, right? What's the other P is problem solving. Procreation is dying and change. It's problem solving, provision. What's the other P?
Protection.
Problem solving, protection, provision. Right. So the first 3 P's, right, by how women are seeing it, they don't need men. You hear that a lot. You hear that.
Yeah.
You hear that a lot.
Until the barbarian at the gate. Because when we talk about protection, somebody breaking your house, we say that. Somebody breaking your house, we say you got a fire. When you call police, who turning up? When you call fire brigade, who turning up? That's the protection provided by mainly men. 87%. We go back to the fire service numbers, right?
Yeah.
When you got a problem, when you got a problem in your house, you gotta get a man to somebody to come up on your roof. You gotta shoot, it's hurricane season. You want the roof strapped down, invariably you're gonna call a man. You want your plumbing fixed.
But
so them is problems still to be solved. And that's physical problems. And if you're talking in terms now of problem solving in terms of foresight, being able to plan down the road. Men got the foresight, women got the insight. So men they see big picture, women they see the little minute details.
Lyrics silly
Right.
last. Yeah, go ahead.
Right?
No, sorry. Go
So
ahead.
so that is where the two complement each other. Right? The man provides the vision, the woman is all right, this is how we can get there. This is how I can help you get there.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
So you can't disregard, and I think that's where the problem comes, because it's like, because now I could provide for myself as a woman, right?
And I could problem solve in my life. I could boss up in my life.
This, I could Google it or whatever. I don't need a man. And I got Crimson Cure. Check out the Crimson Cure. Another channel run by a woman. Check out the Crimson Cure. She would say that, because you're not under anybody's covering, you're not under anybody's 4-piece, hi Rihanna, good to see you.
Rihanna,
Because you're not,
Pepper.
remember how close up and you crying. Because you're not under any covering of anybody's 4-piece, now you are destined to slur out yourself. She didn't say slur. Yeah? There's a black Muslim woman. Check her out, right? Because you're not under that protection, you're not under that covering. So you call the plumber turn up, you gotta have an interaction with the plumber directly.
And you know nothing about plumbing. You don't even have a rudimentary knowledge of plumbing.
The electrician come, you gotta call he. The maintenance man come, he turn up at your door, you gotta call he. And you are forced to have that interaction. And when men come to your house or come to your place of abode and see you, they're gonna see you as an unprotected woman. And then you got to deal with, you might get a little off-color remark here. You go to the mechanic says, unprotected woman, they could probably rob she. As opposed to the maintenance man in your apartment building turn up and your boyfriend or husband answer the door. It's a different interaction. Right. We saw Nora Vincent and her interaction with the car salesman.
Yep.
Nora Vincent get a case. Ned, she has straight up business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the difference when you talk about I don't need a man. Yeah, you don't need a man until you do.
Yeah, on the surface, in the macro, you don't need a man. The big picture, like when you think about life, I buy a house or get a house bill, I do my job, I got my car. Yes, I know I need a man to maintain it, like not maintain it, but like to fix it or to build the house or whatever, but I don't need a man on a day-to-day basis. However, and I think, so that's why I don't think we are disagreeing. I think we are saying the same thing, but we are coming at it from different angles. In that, I think women don't need a man on the macro. Like if you think of life, if you sit here, we sit here. Like if I sit here as a man, if I sit here, like women or people would see, all right, I buy a house, I got enough money to buy a house, I buy a house, sign the mortgage papers, get the house bill, get the contractors to build the house, I buy the car, get the insurance, drive out the car, and I get the plumbing sorted out, everything like that, and everything is good, right? But you are right in the fact that when you look at the day-to-day, called life random, the car is break down, right? The grass is not cutting at the house. Shoot, the house want building. I know, I could tell you of a personal experience, right? I won't put the body up on Front Street, but I can leave out the names to protect the innocent, right? I know of a woman, right, who was married, right? This is back in the day. Woman was married, and her husband, they were building a house together, everything like that, They bought a property, they was building a house. The man, he did it, he made sure that when he came, that the property or the builders, the builders, the masons and everything like that were doing things how he and his wife envisioned it to go, right? Like making sure that the plans are followed and everything is going well. He would come and make sure everything is good, right? He also made sure that certain decisions that the contractor, the builder would make, so that ain't making sense. I know I may not be a mason myself, but I know a bit of how things is going, so don't do that, right? And even when the house was built, because the structure was built, but then the husband, like built the walls surrounding the house. He built a little gazebo because he wasn't a mason, but my man know how to stir a little concrete and
you can do it,
right. So he did the electrical wiring and everything for the outside of the house, just in case you want to plug in some lights and everything like that. He made sure that certain wiring and everything was kind of streamlined versus what the contractors wanted to do, etc. Right? Made sure that when it came to the building process of the house, that everything was going well. Now, the
Correct.
man and woman divorced, right? Divorced, separated, mom went his way, wife got the house, right? Ex-wife got the house, right? So then now, over the years, she wanted to make adjustments and renovations to the house. So she goes to a contractor. Contractor say, all right, there's how much it can cost. These are the materials I need. No problem. That contractor robbed that woman blind. Used to carry
Yep.
the material, used to be taking out money and everything like that until she did a surprise visit to the man. But she can't understand why she was buying materials all the time, all the time. When she
And
met
taking so
the-
long.
Right. And when she come, she realized that son get delivered the other day and it gone. And nothing name move, nothing name bill,
Yeah.
right? Because the property was remote from where she was staying and certain, whatever, right? And she was rather upset by that, right?
Of
She was rather
course.
upset by that. That husband also, I forgot, that husband also made sure that the garden and everything around the house was pristine because he had a little green thumb. My mom used to grow little crotons. My mom grow like some palm trees and everything like that. My get tree, my mom grow things around the property and everything like that. Know that he is not there. She has to find ways to maintain that. So she got to call a gardener. She got to call a man to cut the grass and everything like that, right?
And again, several different, let's call them partners for the sake of the argument.
Right. But I can guarantee you that that woman at the time of her divorce was one, not thinking not about the garden, not about the maintenance in the house, nor the contract, nor nothing. She was just figuring, look, I want to get rid of this man, or like this marriage ain't working, let me get rid of this here. Right. And she was not studying things like the maintenance of the property until those things came. Now, I'm not telling anybody to stay with somebody that is doing them something really making them feel unsafe and unhappy to the detriment of their health. I'm not telling anybody to stay there behind a house or name. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that a lot of times people like to think that, yeah, Jason, get your lights up, people. A lot of people, a lot of women don't need a man, as you say, until the day-to-day minutia of life. I was talking to, I can't remember who we were talking to, Derek. You might not want to call the name, but I can't remember who we were talking to. But I remember the woman saying, that they want a man so that if their car break down, they could call the man. I said, but suppose the man is a mechanic. He said, but he might not be a mechanic, but at least he would have an idea, rudimentary idea, or know somebody to deal with it. Right? And that is why this is why we have the problem today, that when you hear women saying, I'm looking for, where are the good men going? I'm looking for men, this and that next. They don't necessarily want partners. They want benefactors. They want help. They want help. Because the unknown and the lils, the hope. Because when you own a house, more stress, more problems. When you got marriage is not about love or happiness. Love has become not about love and happiness. Marriage has become not about love and happiness, right? So everything is transactional now, right? Women want somebody.
But
to
you
help.
can argue that it always was transactional,
Yeah, but it's more
people
governed by love.
People kind of honor the contract a little bit more.
But that's what I'm
people
saying.
Understood. Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Are we together? The purpose of this is to build family, to build legacy, build wealth, etc., etc.
But
that's what it is.
It's grounded in love. A man ain't just pick any random woman and start building with she unless he feel the type of way about she.
No.
So that's why I say I think modern women today are confused. And I know you get mansplaining and all the other buzzwords, but at the end of the day, I think that modern women are conflating, not confused. They are conflating not needing a man for the broad strokes of life versus needing a man for the minutia of life. Right? No, I ain't saying that you can buy a house, build a house, and get robbed by the contractors. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you may be able to very well go through life and genuinely be able to figure out how to get things done without a man. But I can guarantee you, based on the conversations we have had, based on the statistics and numbers, a lot of women, the older they get, wish they had a partner for not only the minutia of life, but also because of the emotional companionship that we need as human beings, right?
A couple of weeks ago, we showed a video of a woman who had the car. She was sitting in her car. She was, she had she host and everything, and she was crying over the fact that she was, all alone by her lonesome self.
Fast. Yeah. So because and then too, you factor in social media and the clout and this and that and the next. See, when you use words like compete, submission, what was the other word? All of these words and terms, right? Like you change, all of these things that people say in various spaces, right? There have been positive and negative things attributed to it. Like a boss bitch is a positive thing. A diva is another thing. What is alpha femininity is another thing, right? Toxic masculinity is another thing, right? You talk about accountability, right? A lot of these words get thrown about, and a lot of people either tired of hearing them, don't want to hear them, or can jerry rig some sort of reasoning as to get away from it. But at the end of the day, the word compete. If you want a man, if you want a marriage, you gonna have to do some work. Because as much as you got a degree and as much as you own this and that and the next and third, if you are not willing to make a house a home and a man feel loved in his relationship and make him feel as though, yeah, this woman here is a ride or die, then that is a problem. Well, I see Rian saying, I got the house thing covered hands down, but the grass, car, garbage, and cockroach, not for me. And that's it, right? You are blessed to be in a position where the house part, that's your field, right? But you are right. Grass, car, garbage, and cockroach. Trust and believe, right? When centipedes bought the place, when cockroaches bought the place, a mouse can bought the place, shoot, anything so. So I think, in wrapping up now, I think that women need to start to process the fact that they have to compete for the men they want, right? Again, I'm speaking to the women that want men, and speaking to the women that want relationships, and speaking to the women that want marriage. I ain't speaking to the women out there that all men ain't shit and tired of men. That's all right. You don't need a man, cool. Purina to sell at a good, reasonable price. I just saying that if those of you that want the relationships, you got your life together, kudos, you're a functioning adult. Excellent. But how are you? Like, when men ask, what are you bringing to the table, right? They don't want to hear that about your degrees. I mean, caring about the money might be nice, but you can't hear about that. If a man can ball me out here, men can ball me out here. If you had a woman making $250,000 when the month come, $250,000 when the month come, but this woman treated you like every time she come home is a noise. She ain't giving you no sex, right? She doing nothing you do ain't good enough. She complaining and cursing and carrying on, embarrassing you in public and nothing like that, right? Emasculating you at every turn, right? I ain't saying that the men ain't gonna stop both for little sweets here and there, but a man is not going to stay around her, and that, considering that even if he divorced, that ain't gonna work out. Exactly. So it's all fine and good to say you got a woman, you making $15,000 when you month come. Kudos. But when I come home, you cursing me because the garbage ain't carrying out. You cursing me, and there's this whole thing too about, and I kind of starting to wrap my head around this, in that the domestication things. Men we are set and forget creatures, right? We set it, forget it. Once we get in a routine, the routine is that, right? The unfortunate thing is that, coupled with non-communication, can lead to some rifts in relationships, like dishes, for example, right? Women want men to ask if they want help or just take initiative and do these things, right? But men are the type that if you start out cleaning the dishes in week 1 and week 2, well, that's what you decide to do, right? But we still have to kind of work around that and stuff like that, because a lot of men get blindsided when they hear, well, you ain't clean up around the house, like down with you. It's like, where this come from? Yeah, women just be telling us in their own way about dishes and everything like that. But anyhow, I'm rambling. The point I'm trying to make in all of this is that competition. Women, we don't care what your degrees are. We do not care how much money you make. We do not care how many followers.
We care if you bring your money to a relationship. If you don't plan to bring it, that's different.
Right. We don't care how many likes and follows you have on Instagram. We don't care that you're a social influencer. We don't care that, you're a move and shaker out in society. What we do care about is that the house that we are planning to domesticate with is a home that is conducive to raising a family or to even nurture and foster the relationship and the commitment and vows that we've decided to take for everybody. Yeah. And a lot of people, I can say men too, we got a lot of trauma to heal from. We got some things that we got to get out in mind. Shoot, even the conditioning of society today, we got to kind of take a back seat from that and understand that, maybe some of the things that we think that you could find a balance though. You could be a strong, independent woman, but still understand that when a man come along and he's a good man and he's a nice man and everything, that let him man lead. Because then, as Derek once asked, where are you with a man that you don't trust? Where are you getting together with a man that you don't believe in? Why?
But you're getting together with a man that's on a higher level than you are.
Yeah. Right. And in wrapping up, I'm going to say that at the end of the day, Buzz terms is Buzz terms. But once you got that feeling in your belly and you are in love, it matters not what that man or woman does in terms of what they make, what they earn, or anything like that. We have seen it. We see it every day. Women that's lawyers, bank managers, dealing by Pookie and Rere on the block.
God damn.
And they're in love with these men. So I just saying.
Unlike Neil, I'm going to say that it does matter. Because we know how it goes. We've covered enough content to know that those things do matter in terms of earning potential and stuff like that. Because love is so real sweet. The rent got to pay. When rent got to pay, can talk about the love. When you go buy groceries, my see ain't taking the love neither. So I understand the ladies in terms of saying, but yeah, you can't run me if you're brat. I get it. No, the women know all the farm, I big at the farm, man. We ain't show the farm in the world. Right? So I get it. I understand that. That is necessary. But you could widen up the bracket a little bit. Yeah? If everybody looking at that 20%,
you make
it can be problems.
You make
it
it
can be a
grand.
blood sport.
Gee. You making 10
It can
grand
be a
with the
blood
man.
sport.
You making 10 grand when
Yeah.
the man come, you expecting your man to make 10 grand. You want to know, you meet one man's met 10 grand, he married. You meet another man that got 10 grand, he gay. You meet another man that got 10 grand, he's a narcissist.
Got 3 or 4 women.
Right?
So you can go open it up a little bit. You know, you got to open it a little bit. So there's so many women, right? Because, yeah, I see a lot of this content, right? I watch a lot of this content. And there's so many women that call in to Kendra G is the new flavor of the month.
Wildness. Wildness.
They call in, and you will see on Kevin Samuel's show before he passed, yeah, my man, he got met $10,000 a month. He can't make less than, some women saying straight up, yeah, he can't deal with a man that making less than 80 grand a year. Right? I watched one day, we'll probably do a short on that. But yeah, she can't work with a man that making less than $80,000 a year.
But yeah. I think I saw that.
It's like, you know,
the average Americans met with 47,000 or something.
42. The average black man met $42,000.
You want double that,
right? We here in Barbados, the release the Chamber of Commerce release the average earning, and it's less than $2,500 a month. Do that calculation there for money.
That is 30,000.
Sound like that?
Less than 30,000 a year.
A year. So you can't just say, yeah, I only want these men in the top bracket. Because if you could. but know that you're going to really pull sand out of your tail to compete for them, man. You got to compete for them. You can't just say, well, yeah, I am the table, as Jason wrote in the chat there earlier. I come forward and say, yeah. And let me come back now on the flip side of that. On the flip side, I saw Ramel Vaughn. Showed up Ramel Vaughn. I see you in a little bit, brother.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Right? To Ramel's point now in the chat, man, you got to up the game. You have to up your game. Either to said it in your monologue. You can't be average. You have to achieve something in life.
Yeah,
you have to.
Settle. Do not settle when it comes to
Yeah,
Be the best
always
version
be
of you.
pushing. Always be pushing. Always be pushing. And I know that we as men, we like to be comfortable. And the boy don't want to push all the days of the life. You want to be comfortable, you want to be able to sit down and relax, right? But if you want to have a partner, you are going to have to keep pushing. Because the reality is, if you don't, you're going to be invisible.
Facts.
You're going to be invisible. So make sure you got your job, got your little side hustle to help you. If you got 2 jobs that could cumulatively bring you up in that $10,000 bracket, fantastic, great for you, right? I working for mine all now. And I want you fellas to work on yours, because the reality is, to achieve what you want in this life, you can go push. You got to push. Yeah. And for me, I want to be able to kick back in the next couple of years, me and my partner, wife, whatever you want to call it, and we cool. I could provide, she ain't gonna worry about nothing. That's the goal. Yeah. Fellas, that should be the goal for you too. But make sure that she's worthy of your effort and your resources, right? Let me dive in the chat here.
Yes, sir.
See a lot going on in here. And Dr. Carrie Ann was on Tuesday, and the conversation was intense. We didn't get in the chat. So
yeah.
We get in tonight, right? All right. Asking 100% of women want 20% of men. Obviously, we not got to share. Yeah, this is a mass thing. It's a mass question. I think most modern women want wives themselves, but it could be wrong.
No, don't be bad, man. Don't be bad, man.
Yeah. Hypergamy floats, Paul Proteus. Yeah, it's interesting. Share if you're sharing, says the fellas. They're sharing already, so might as well make it official and clean. STIYs. The fellas shot in here tonight. Wow. The game has changed, and who adapts quickest and best will win. On the other hand, the best move for some of us is not to play. Yeah, some people cannot afford to play. That's reality. Some people are not allowed to play. Okay? Good night, everyone. Until the flying cockroach appears, because my man say, yeah, don't want man until the cockroach got wings.
But the women can say,
says,
but you know, people
she's
can
guilty.
Say, but you know, people will say, oh, they got bought, they got the what's call it
Boy, them things in always the hand, and when the cockroach flying, you know, it's a different story.
I know a woman, right?
Yeah.
I know a woman that got a house built, living on her own and everything like that, right? And the woman had to call her. She used to have to call a male friend of hers to come and deal with centipede. So man used to what time of night, man go get up, man go drive too far away, but the man go drive. I go kill the centipede for her.
That's foolishness, man. Effery, you know that. She had been my woman.
Just saying.
I mean, sure. So yeah, I remember Jason decided to implore you to get the likes up. So please do that. Rihanna says, yeah, she got the whole thing covered, but the grass, garbage, and cockroach, not for her, right? Sure, high value man with the rest. Maybe you could get Thursdays 4 to 10.
Bad mind.
But yeah, that's the reality of the thing, you know. You want 100% and nothing, or you want like 25% of, you know, the 100%. We want. You do this. We dealing in mass. 100% of women want 20% of you, man. So you can go and do such cutting out of this pizza.
You remember a lot of women, remember soft girls era now. A lot of women want their peace and no stress. That is peace and stress. That is sacrifice of peace and stress.
What? I tell you what I find, so I don't think it is, you know, Neil.
No, I agree.
Don't feel it is.
I agree.
I feel it if you got it like that as a man. We do a short here earlier this week where the game met a woman drink out the garbage. I feel if you got it like that as a man, I feel that these women are saying, you know what? I can make it work. We had a live meeting of the Senate and we stood up and we were trying to figure out why women were so attracted to some of the men that we know from back in the day. Some true villains.
Facts.
Some
Factual.
true villains had the pick of the litter. Women that
Facts.
won't fire for me and you, Neil.
Running behind men,
down
men
behind
that had
these
3
men.
and 4 or 5 women in the same fact.
They knew. And they knew. And now these men in the millionaires.
Men working at the first just to be still.
You know what I mean? So I feel if you got it like that, women are prepared to share. And sometimes share openly.
I agree with you, right? The problem comes is them things called feelings. Call you to share until you want exclusivity.
Well,
because there's an acceptance that comes with taking 25% of a mine on. It comes with an acceptance saying, all right, I just choose the is mine, but I just choose the.
Until you can't get a chooser.
Until a day you can't get the chooser, or my mom got something to do and choose it out the door. You gotta wait till next week choose the. You know what I mean? Then it's
okay,
you want more. You know what I mean? So it comes with acceptance and it comes with, sad to say, understanding what number you pull.
Yeah, if you put a roster, we talk about the Rastafarians as a show we do in season 1.
Yeah.
We talk about the Rastafarians. Sometimes you gotta decide with that here upon the roster.
Mm-hmm.
It is better for me to be on Busy Williams' roster, Vic Fanaz roster, Peter Harrison CGA, his roster. It is better for that man to. This is if that man got rosters. I don't.
Come on, no, don't come for me being labeled. We just giving examples now. Hypothetically, we're not saying anything. We don't know anything. Don't come for me.
Right? You're not saying that these men do indeed have rosters, but if they do, it is better for a woman to be on their rosters than to be with me or you wholly and solely, Neil.
But you know fully. And this, let me talk these things over, brother. Because open a can of worms there for me. It's truly fascinating to me, right? That a man, back in the day, we would know some of them men that had rosters, right? Villains, right? And they had some women that would have put up with that. Not every woman, but some women put up with that, right? Because certain men were, that had clout, that had money, or that had whatever they had, really good looking or whatever, right? It was mystery, intrigue, I don't know, right? But then when, quote unquote, an average man or a man like me, you have an indiscretion, we out through the door.
Yeah,
out through the door.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
We have better character. We have better character than those men, And they're saying hyperbole. This is fact. We have better characters than the men we talking about.
But you see, Neil, it's about the amenities, right? It's about the amenities. What amenities do you bring to the table as a man? I feel this is worthy of a short. Worthy of a show itself. What amenities do you bring as a man? Let me write that down now before you forget.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you are indeed watching Senate Podcast. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And share the content. Share and like the content so we could build this community and up the thing. But yeah, man, it is a fascinating thing when it comes to the man woman thing, right? Because I think that there is the allure of, Derek is always talking about, we live in a society that is now about, commonalities and about pretty much experiences, right?
Yep.
And I think people are drawn to
consumption commonalities.
And I think people are drawn to the commonalities of experiences and consumption. But I think very few people want that dated. I think a lot of people say they want marriage and they want relationships and everything like that, but I don't think a lot of people truly understand the grit and grind and the everyday things it takes to be in a marriage. You know what I mean? And the sad reality is, women that are a part of a roster, they don't want to be part of a roster. I am telling you, there are women out there that are with men that are doing some terrible things. Like one of the things a lot of people like to say is that back in the day, for example, or even nowadays, A lot of women are in abusive relationships because the man is the primary, like he got the deed to the house or he got like the bank account or whatever, right? He's the head honcho in the relationship and the man being nefarious with it, right? But she can't leave because she ain't got no place to go, she ain't got no money of her own, etc., etc., etc. Right? And it makes me wonder if we live in a society where you can go there, you can earn, you can do certain things, you can make your own money, etc. And you can find a good man that is willing to do those things. Why are you staying behind certain things? I heard a woman earlier today in one of the programs, so she was talking about she was with a rapper for 5 years, and he treated her bad and everything like that, but she was there because she loved her. The man even put hands on her, and she never reported the man because he was a black man. She didn't want to report the man because she didn't want the black man to get in trouble, right? And it it, it is fascinating to me that first things first, again, you gotta say, them men ain't men. Those men that does use money, finances, manipulation, all those things to keep a woman and lord it over a woman and say, yeah, you can't left it here. You can't do this and that. Those men aren't men. Those you gotta get from around them sort of people. But
And here's the thing, they're also in the minority.
And they are also in the minority. A very, very vast minority, right? But the point is that at some point, right? At some point, you gotta realize that if you can be with a man, if you can share a man, you say, you can take whatever come down here, you can take whatever, right? You can deal with that. Then what don't be upset at his infidelity, which it would invariably happen, or if you have a man, right? And you ain't willing to compete for that man, you ain't willing to compete with the man, you ain't willing to, even though you got the man and everything, you ain't willing to compete. And the man has a wandering eye, right? Like, it's just fascinating how, on one hand, women want men that are of a certain ilk and a certain status, want the man. You remember I have put in the group chat, right? I know I'm rambling, but sorry. I remember there I have put in the group chat that a woman want. Remember this woman on the podcast? The woman said she want a man. She just want a man to be tall, 100% loyal to her, got his own house, successful, got his own crib. She just want them things, and they're like, well, you want a superhero? You want Batman? You want Bruce Wayne? A lot of women want Bruce Wayne.
They want Superman, big Batman money.
I posit to you, women want Batman. Here's why I say posit that women want Batman. Because Batman has intrigue. Batman has mystery. You know? At the end of the day, he coming home, he got little cuts and bruises, and you're like, my man is Batman. He's doing something righteous and everything like that. Again, check up behind here and think he's a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? Women want that. But Clark Kent, no. Clark Kent, no. He working, he 9 to 5. He get a punch of clock like everybody else. You know? He opening the doors for women and thing. You know, helping old ladies cross the street. He's available during peak daytime hours and night when they want that. When they want that.
This is going to be an interesting topic, right? For next week. I think we can do this next week because we need to know, well, not we, but men need to know what they offer in a relationship, right? And because if you don't know, you can't tell nobody what his offer. You know what I mean? And yeah, but the same token, when the women ask what you bring to the table, you gotta be able to say more than money and doggy. You know what I mean? Let me dive back in this chat here. See, Carrie Ann saying exactly there. I can't pay a mortgage with love. You know, you can't. So money is important.
I don't mind Carrie Ann, right? Because if she can't pay a mortgage with love and this and that, next and third, I was gonna make a bad joke. I tip my hand with a short that we got coming, right? But
yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
What I will say is that at the end of the day, Carrie Ann, you ain't with a billionaire. You ain't with a man just for money. If you get him with a man, you get it for love. Cause I know you. So that sounds sweet in a vacuum. I was gonna make a real bad my comment.
You never know. Carrie Ann Love may be just around the corner.
I think it is right around the corner.
Might be in your neighborhood. You never know.
Yeah, fun loving guy might just be around the corner.
Yeah, just blessed. Plenty of options outside. I'm sure it's just saying, I asked Jason if he's going to the Philippines because this mentality is seeping everywhere. Yeah, it is a passport thing. Everybody probably know, right? We talk about it. We should be busy on the cutting edge of things here, no? We talk things here on the show. Jason says eventually, perhaps looking at the region first, then Ghana and Senegal. Well, passport bros has come to the Caribbean. When everyone is special, no one is, says Aston. That's a fact. You're unique, just like everybody else. Flying to Central America via Panama is cheaper than flying to USA. Okay, we got a little nugget of knowledge there for anybody who's interested in going to Central America, right? Pulling something out of them tail is amusing to Matt Brown. Not sure what, but okay. A woman's supposed to help her man make more money by supporting them. Yes, Lee, that is a fact. And I always say a good woman is an investment, a bad woman is a bill.
A bill.
Keep that in mind. If your partner does nothing for you, it's not a good match on either side. Amen. Aston says they love villains. Jail men get more stomach than civilians. And shoot, Cartel is living proof. And Neil said that on the short.
No, I understand my short come out late. I apologize for that, but like this happen, right? But when I get the short today, right? Cartel, like tired of seeing, like tired of being single. Again,
let's Cartel for screen there, man. Because we miss the monologue. Let's Cartel for screen there.
Wait. Look, Cartel there, look. A Cartel one. A Cartel one. We put up another Cartel. Look at Cartel, look. Cartel and he fiance, look. He fiance. He finance. Look you there, look. And then look. Carter made one move from London to live in Jamaica from a GSL. You understand what I mean? I feel you, Lava Skull, Lava_Skull. I feel you, dog, because I here putting in the work. I am perfect. I never claim to be perfect. I'm a work in progress as a man. I got a lot of things to work on in my 4 Ps. Cartel. Couple of women from London from a GSL. You understand what I say? I just don't know, man. Like, it's make you want to, if you want to go there, commit saying. Do a little, do a little bit and see if that's the mystique or something like that.
I don't think you have success, Carter had, brother.
No. But it is, will Rihanna say, Cartel, dark skin again. No, yeah, the cake so. I said it ain't short. The cake so. Yeah, the cake so in prison.
Do me a favor, Neil, and rest the link for the short in the chat there for people that ain't see it yet.
That ain't no problem.
Because I didn't get a chance to send it out myself. Tupac Shakur PhD, by Man with a Heart of Gold, Beauty and the Beast. # free Lord Evil, says Aston.
Let's not do that. Let's
they just sell them Black Panther dead, and he was a fictional character. Take care if you don't get a Casper, a ghost. Nothing. Let me give me my Jason this one word there, so for that one. Nothing. Yeah. Superman get called to kill the centipede, Batman get called for the stomach. Says Matt Brown facts. It is a dual mating strategy. That's the unfortunate part. And men need to be aware of that. That's how it's good these days. Woman, wait, is this? Alpha seed, beta needs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Alpha get his stomach, beta get, the responsibility. Thank God Rihanna much better. He's Cartel and you're not. So yeah, I thought that my brother ain't coming to visit you.
Yeah, but here, I gotta tell you things there, man. Yeah, you gotta put a little around here. Cartel got enough children from enough different women. Cartel has never been a monogamous. 7 from 3. He never's been a monogamous man. Cartel. The thing about when you have a recording artist, right? The good thing about recording artists is you get a measure of the kind of man they are from their lyrics, from what's going on. Whether he has these fantasies and wants to live this lifestyle as a lie, or he really does it like Cartel, right? No, well, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But my thing is what I find is that people are attracted to status and clout, are willing to put up with all sorts of BS and would ignore history. But as you say, average man like me and you, Derek, we's got up here ball from the first stumble as a man. From the first, like, Shaw boy, you make a mistake, babe. I shouldn't do this, that, next. Out with you. I can't deal with that. Right? And it's like, am I not a good man? It makes you question if you're not a good man. The thing about it is that when you, because I used to do this, right? Women when you break up and everything like that. Am I not a good man? Yeah, he's a good man and everything like that. But, yeah, I understand I got work to do. I understand, but it makes me wonder what better you think you're gonna find out there in terms of, because you ain't gonna find everything. That list you got, you're gonna find all of that, right? So you're finding a man that is perfectly healed, 6 foot, how much ever, penis down to his knees, got money out the wazoo, willing to fly you out, willing to care to you, whether to be a man of the house, willing to kill the cockroaches, whether to tighten the screws from the plumbing, whether to wash your car, whether to clean certain things. You are not going to find a man that is emotionally in touch with him, willing to listen to you on whole court with you, can communicate well. That man don't exist. He does not. He does not. Everybody has work to do. Some of us further along than some. But at the end of the day, it makes me wonder, what is it that women truly want when it comes from a relationship? And I know this can vary from person to person, right? From woman to woman. But if you ask women what they want versus some of their failed relationships and some of the things that they have fallen victim to, right? It's make you wonder, shoot, even if you talk to some women that, oh, this is a deal breaker for me, I would never do this, so I would never tolerate a man doing that. But when you hear their history and you hear some of the things they have done or they have gone through, it's like,
well, now you know your worth, so you move a little differently.
And I understand people can change and people know the worth and everything like that, right? But you're not affording me the grace that you afford yourself. All of a sudden, no, it's like, find God. You find religion. You was a sinner and you have changed. I come in here.
Are you hitting everybody with a Bible? No.
Yeah. All of a sudden, no, I can't associate with you. I said, but what you do? All I say is, bitch. No, you can't. No. Can't associate with you. Can't be out here cursing with that filthy mouth. Honestly speaking, it is fascinating to me. It is fascinating having failed relationships and knowing some of the things that I did wrong and certain things that I needed to work on and heal from versus some of the things that, because it's get break up with, right? And you'll be like, okay, I understand what she's saying there. That makes sense. But then you just kind of piece it together and say, but wait. The math thing, again, I added 2 plus 2 and getting B. Like, that working out for me. So I don't know. I think the best piece of advice I've gotten in this space and I've understood is that at the end of the day, you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta do for you and do your purpose. You gotta stick to your guns. You gotta be who you are, and you cannot worry about anything else. When the right woman come along, right, the right person come along, that gonna make sense to you. If it don't come, it don't come. If it come, it come. Right? But the point is to make sure that you're healed, be best version of you, and go forward. But one thing that men should not do, I will say this because I have been guilty of doing this. Men do not fit into what you believe a woman wants. Don't do that. A woman tell you today, I want a sensitive, emotional, vulnerable, in tune with himself man. And you do that. Yeah, but we breaking up because I don't know, man. You always crying and all the time is problems. I don't want. Sometimes I just don't want to talk about price. There's too much vulnerability. Okay. I like a man that just take charge. I want a man to be about his business. I want a man to tell me. I want a man to, as you said, pull across the bed by the foot. I want a man to think. I think we should break up because sometimes I think you're too aggressive and sometimes you don't let me, I don't feel like I'm safe to express myself and what I want to do and where I want to be. I'm not included in decision making process. I just that's why I say man gotta walk a razor thin line to not get divorced or to not be broken up with. You know what I mean? In 2022. Because women are not accepting to say, all right,
There's nothing saving you from that, Neil. There's nothing saving you from that.
Man, the only thing that can save you from that is the understanding of women that men cannot walk that razor edge thing. And you can make mistakes and, you know, you can rely on the basics and love.
Let me jump back in the chat. It's 9:35 in Barbados and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean forts. Let me just touch back in here quick. Lee says status and clout can improve a woman's opportunities, but it don't keep you warm at night. That's a fact. 2:37. Again, we get into October, boy. Again, cool again. I said there's such a thing as too nice, and average men tend to be that. Apparently, if you don't treat them bad, they are not attracted. That is,
I tell you,
seeing that more and more.
Brother mine.
Look at tonight here. So this young lady in the video, she was like, "Yeah, we sharing a mind essentially, and you kind of trying to figure out what's going on here. If you're sharing a mind, what you trying to figure out what's going on?"
Also consider that if you got, because I've heard this too now, this is a real phenomenon. Why no women ain't checking for this man? Man not got no women friends. This man, no woman don't check for this man, nothing like that. Why? You mean you ain't got a word wife, nothing? You ain't got nothing? No woman ain't nothing? Nothing?
It's called pre-selection.
Man, look,
so the fact that nobody else ain't want you means that saying got to be wrong with you. I mean, why would they want something that nobody else ain't want? Oh dear. Okay, here we go. I send you one. You can put this on screen here, so I know, because again, you know, it has got the files. So coming to you there, this one speaks to exactly what you were talking about there. So just now. But you get that. Let me read the rest. Exactly, Neil. What quality of woman is she? Says Annie C. So even though he worked his power from behind bars, she still may not be anyone there for longevity. Yeah, but as soon as Carter out, if Carter get out, that ain't gonna break it. That ain't gonna break down fast. That ain't gonna fall too fast and wet toilet paper. Honest, Papi, everyone has work to do, and we were not made to work alone. And as a fact, we are social. We're supposed to be together, but we ain't getting it. Well, black people ain't getting it. Everybody else seem to be sorting out them more ish, not we. 3, most women want Florida orange, but drinking Jubilee juice. Lord of mercy. Yeah.
Let me put this on screen, because you just read this on
screen. Read it on screen. Yeah? Let me know.
On screen.
I'm glad he doesn't have hoes, but why does he not have hoes? Am I fighting for a spot no one wants? And that's from the spiritual word. And they had that put down for a little bit. Let me see if I can check me. Yeah, he had that put down since the 15th of September, and look, it pops up there. So applicable tonight, you know? That's how it goes sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Folks, as we say, you gotta be the best version of you for you. Not nobody else. Yeah. Pay attention to the science behind these things, because there is a science behind it. Pay attention to the science behind these things, and you will be able to navigate a little bit easier what we see on a daily basis. Right? It's evolutionary psychology applied. Right? Dr. Kerry, if you're still there, you can bear me out. Right? It is simply evolutionary psychology applied to day-to-day interactions. So when you see understand hypergamy is undefeated, that's why you as men have to strive to be to improve all the time, to be better all the time. Because women always want to make sure that they are safe and secure. It is a natural thing for them. Don't kill them for it. That's what it is.
Yep.
They're always going to try. That's why the woman have a job, to make sure that he could protect them. He could protect them children. So don't kill them for it. That's what it is.
Pause.
Right? But you as a man, you got to understand how to protect yourself in these particular situations, right? Folks, like we don't make any rules. We just make sure you know what they are. You can ignore reality all you want. You certainly cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. So when they come and talk, and then you feel they talking, don't you ignore me? But you know, in the juggling, how school keeping, right? be the best version of you for you. We can see you guys again very soon. We got a short coming tomorrow. I ain't sure we need got any clip there. So
Neil ain't sure we got each other, but neither got know we got each other, but it's just so many things.
Yeah, you don't know if we can
so much wellness, so much.
Take a trip through. If we can take a trip through Miami tomorrow.
No. That's a special occasion. You see,
that's a special occasion.
A special occasion. I can drop that there. That one coming on Monday. I waking up the week with that.
All right. Okay. Well, I don't know what's gonna come tomorrow, so look up for it, folks. We got another short coming on again next Monday, and on Tuesday we're gonna be back with the live stream, and we're gonna be talking about the perfect guy. What amenities do you offer as a man? That's what we're gonna talk about next Tuesday. So we already planning from early what we can talk about next week. So tune in for that.
We can talk behind the scenes because thought just came to me.
Okay, man, no problem. Tune in for that. We can see you all again very soon. Please remember, folks. We can see you later. Peace.